Dith da Elby Nakan. Welcome to podcast number 199. So we did have a couple of days off end of last week. Weather was handsome. So Thursday we did a lot of cycling down round Newquay, Crantock. I did put quite a few photos there on my personal Facebook page. Beautiful day, got quite a few miles in. And then Friday, I did have the day off for most of the day, but I was in first thing because we did have a private funeral at 9 o'clock at Glyn Valley, and I'd known the family for such a long time. So went there, had the service, and then we came back, pottered around the house a bit, and then Jesse, our eldest grandson, he had a do-up school. So we went up there, which was good. And then for tea, we cycled down to Padstow. So a couple of days, nice, relaxing. We did have a private funeral, just one of these 8:30 services on Thursday as well. But it was nice to have a couple of days off. Then Saturday, cycling again, but this time on the mountain bikes. And we drove out to Penwithwick, and then we cycled. Well, first of all, we went down round Scredder. 'Tis all the clay trials and that. And that was a bit illy, really. Which, if you've got a mountain bike, it is hard going cycling uphill, I tell you. But we went all right down around the area there by Scredder, come back up, cross the road, and then out around the clay tips there towards Eden, which was a lot flatter. Again, I took some viddy photos, absolutely loved it. So that was that. About an hour's paperwork in the afternoon. And then me, Daisy and Lenny, we went to the Wadebridge Gathering. Now, this was out over at the Camels Rugby Club, and there's a Facebook page, Wadebridge Memories, and it's been going for years now, where old bridgers and that put up old photos of days gone by and things like that. And they always said we ought to get together and have a nice gathering and have a yarn. So Mel Wallace, I think he runs the Facebook page. He did a viddy job, proper job. He got together. It was from 2 till, I don't know what time it finished, to be honest. But Camels Rugby Club, and there was loads there. I'll tell you what, I loved it. You turn up and you just know everybody. There was just 1 or 2 people I wasn't sure. I thought, oh, do I know they or no? But you knew everybody, and it was fantastic. He had music laid on. We had a buffet there as well, food, and we had a brilliant time, absolutely brilliant time. I didn't take many photos. In fact, the ones that I put on my Facebook page, I poached off other people. But yeah, it was proper. Well done, Mel. Proper job, mate. Then to a Sunday. Sunday was paperwork. I think we walked the dogs. We had Lenny, our youngest grandson, around. Apart from that, I can't remember what we done. It can't have been nothing exciting. Or if it was, I forgot it. No, can't remember. But there we are. But it was a good few days off anyway. And then right back into it this week. Quite a few funerals. Bearers out again. Cars out again. This included Diana's funeral on Monday. And St. Column Church, and we had a lovely service there. And what I did do before the service started, if you saw on our RJ Bray Facebook page, I did a little video, because the church, 'tis a massive church, it's a big church, but I just panned down the side of the outside, and then it's got a lovely little tunnel underneath the bell tower. And I went through the tunnel, you could hear the birds singing, and also the bells chimed for 2:15, which was perfect timing. It was more luck and judgment, that was, but that was proper. It really was. And then other funerals we've had this week include, well, Eve's funeral. Eve was from St. Keen there, up Liscard Way, which was lovely. And also this week we had Mike's funeral. Now, Mike I've known for such a long time from St. Merrin Way. And he'd always joke and say, I ain't ready for you yet, or you're not going to get me yet. And dear of him, sadly did pass away. And we did have a little smile about that on the day, him and his family. But we had a lovely service. You would have seen it advertised. We had a private cremation and then back to our chapel afterwards for a lovely service. We've had interment of ashes this week as well, and Marie's funeral as well from St Tudy, which was very well attended there at the crematorium. Traffic was terrible going in. It was in at Glyn Valley, and normally it's like tomorrow we've got a 4:30 at Glyn Valley. We know the traffic's going to be bad because it always is in Bodmin, especially in the summertime on a Friday afternoon. But this was a Wednesday afternoon, and we couldn't believe it. It was like 3:30 and the traffic was as bad as a Friday. Now, the only thing we thought about afterwards was people leaving work early to get home to watch the football, because England was playing World Cup. Kickoff was 5 o'clock. And that's the only thing we can think. Because later, when I'd done mother's tea and was going home, the game was on then, and Wadebridge was deserted. So, I mean, I don't know if that was the reason or no, but the traffic going into Glyn Valley, it was really bad in Bodmin. But I say, we had a lovely service there for Marie at the crematorium. Talking about Glyn Valley, I did also put a video on sometime this week on my RJ Bray page, and 'twas the train, the steam train, going along the bottom of the field at the crematorium. Now, the thing is, you can't see it because the trees have grown up so much. And also, you couldn't see any smoke coming out of the train that day, which was weird, but you could hear it. And it was a fantastic sound. It was really, well, mesmerizing. So I did put that video on. I say you can't see the train, but you can hear it, and it does sound handsome. And then today, we had Anne's funeral, and that was at the Connect Church here in Wadebridge. I will hopefully tomorrow put up a couple of photos, one of the church as it is now, and one of me and my sister back, I think it was 1976, 1977. I think it was the year that Elvis died, where we were outside the church, and I'm on crutches because I broke my tib and my fib with a skateboarding accident, and all summer my leg was in plaster from my hip right down to my toes. But the fashions back then was when flares was in, and you couldn't tell I had my leg in plaster because the flares was that wide. But yeah, we did have a lovely service there for Anne at the church there today. And also, while me and Char was outside the church, this chap come along and he said, now you Daisy's dad. So I said, that's right, I am. So he introduced himself and we had a little chat. And he said to me before he went, he said, they tell me you're very funny, but a bit crazy. Which, I was, all right. So I turned to Char. I said, Char, what do you think about that? And he said, yep, I agree with that. So there we are. Very funny, but a bit crazy. That could sum me up, I suppose. But there we go. Now, I did mention the World Cup, and England, they did win last night. So they're now in, I think 'tis the last 16, and they're playing Mexico on Sunday morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. And Phil that works for us, he sent me this lovely article the other day from Henry Cowlin. And I thought I would read a bit, because it just says how Cornish miners took football to Mexico. So it starts where it says, inside a 25,000-seater stadium in east central Mexico, the fans unfurled this big banner, and it was featuring a miner. And in one hand, he had a pickaxe, and the other, he had a pastry with a crimped edge, which is obviously a pasty. And then either side of that was two flags, both the same, black with a white cross. Now, as all of you know, listeners today, that is Cornwall through and through. Now, this was the fans of CF Pachuca. I don't know if I got that right or no. And they are recognised as Mexico's first football club, and they was paying tribute to their football roots. So the connection between Hidalgo and Cornwall starts back in 1824. And Mexico's mining sector, I think I did mention this a bit the other day, actually. It was in ruins after the War of Independence from Spain. And there was a chap called John Taylor. Now, there is a John Taylor live in Eglosale now, but Twinee. But a chap called John Taylor, and he'd been investing in Cornish mining, particularly in Gwenup, which is down west. So he had taken on a group of flooded mines and ones that had failed here in Cornwall, and he turned them into a success. And of course, then he looked at the mines in Real de Monte, which I think I did mention. I had photos of gravestones there a few weeks ago now, mentioned it on my podcast. And he thought, well, I'll do the same thing over there. So, of course, this led to hundreds of Cornishmen going back and forth between Cornwall and Hidalgo, and if I pronounce that right, over the coming decades. And of course, with the Cornish going over there, all their culture kind of mixed with the locals there, and some of that was sport. In fact, I think the first sport that was mentioned was cricket, and then football clubs come out of the cricket clubs. I think it said the first mention of a football team in Pagucha, I think that's right. Oh, sorry, if you're listening in Mexico, I might have got that wrong. And I know there is somebody that does listen to this in Mexico, was in 1892, Pagucha. I'm hoping that's what it is. And it just grew from there. They used to always play their games, but never on a Sunday, because obviously there was strong Methodist beliefs there with the Cornish. So they would never actually play on a Sunday. A lovely thing as well, it was mentioned once that pasties was eaten when the play stopped in a cricket match, which was brilliant. And also with the constant stream of people going to and fro Mexico, they said it was weird that you could go into bars in Redruth and Camborne and you could hear Spanish being spoken. There's also mention of a William Bray, and he was one of Pacucha's best players. And it was said that Bray's siblings brought back a lot of Mexican customs back to Cornwall with them. And he also said that he can remember his grandmother and his great aunt were so proud of Cornwall and everything to do with Cornwall, yet until they was teenagers, they'd spent their whole lives in Mexico. So that's just a little bit about Cornwall's influence and taking football to Mexico. And I've just touched on it, but there is plenty on it on the internet if you want to delve into it further. So there we go. Right, well, that's enough for me. We'll now go over to Dave and Sheila for their last part of their interview. And it is another interview that have gone down proper. It really have. So I'll go over to they now, and then I'll do me Cornish bits directly. So here it is.
We decided to take up swimming, didn't we?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So we goes into Bodmin, learning to swim with Ken and Rose as well.
4 of us.
Well, 4 of us. And then we used to rush back to the Liberal Club. He'd have the drinks on the bar ready for us.
Yeah, we had this arrangement with Jim Ross.
Oh, yes.
We used to say, right, at a certain time, we want 4 drinks on the bar.
Brilliant.
So we used to go in, have our session in the swimming pool, which wasn't very successful.
No.
And then we'd charge home and walk in, and there the drinks would be. And he knew then that as soon as we picked them up, get the next round.
And that was at Trefanion Road, was it? Was that the Liberal Club?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, up there on the
Left-hand side.
left-hand side.
We weren't very good swimmers, though,
It was the first, because there's 2 houses there and there.
Yeah.
It was the first one.
Because I remember, did Mr. Proctor live?
Yeah.
George, yeah. He was next door, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
I always wondered whether George brought that house open that the Liberal Club was going to extend and want to, but it never happened.
No.
But God, that was ages ago.
Yeah. So that was in Bodmin swimming pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was very successful.
No.
Yeah.
I think I got to that I could do the length of the pool, but then I could die of exhaustion rather than...
I never used to like
drown.
getting my hair wet or my ears, so you try to swim
Yeah, exactly.
with your... Like I said, there was 8 of us, but we had a good life, really.
Yeah.
Mum tried to do what she could.
Times was good, hard, but good back then, wasn't it?
That's like my mother, really. When
She was lovely, wasn't she?
When Father passed away, like Mother was left with 4 of us. Very often we had one cousin or another staying with us, so she had to bring us all up. We was all well fed and well clothed, not necessarily brand new or the best of whatever. But then when I got married, I thought, no, everything could be brand new from now on. And it was for a while. Then all of a sudden I discovered the second-hand shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mother, yeah, she was good gold, really.
Yeah.
You, like when I was courting Sheila, driving from Wavers quite late, and you try and creep in, and you go up the stairs, and all of a sudden you heard her cough, as if to say, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
We never went without. But yeah, Father passed away, and I don't really remember much about him, not really, although I was about 11.
Yeah.
But I don't remember much. My brother, bit old, he was the oldest of the family, joined the Navy. He was away. I think that's why me and my 2 sisters are closer. Brother was the odd one out, really. I suppose it's because he was away for so long. He sent Mother a letter. I'm sending home this toy girl. Can you look after her until I get home?
Right.
Mother sent a letter back. Don't you dare. Never happened.
When you moved up, were these new when you moved up here then? Or
Yeah,
not?
brand
Yeah,
new.
we watched them being built.
Did he? Really? Yeah.
We could pick them out, couldn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We wanted either
They
that
had a
one.
plan, and we could pick anywhere on the estate.
Yeah.
But we would like to have had the 2 next door because you got the rear access,
Of
because you
course.
got the garages out there.
Yeah.
And then they were like Mike Hawken is next door, and it was Michael Faulkner and Mimi were in the other one. So we had a choice of that one over there and this one. We have this one because it's the bigger garden, which was a good choice as it ended up, because like that's the sun is out our back garden from 9:30 in the morning to about 8 o'clock at night. So
Yeah.
we got sunshine all day long. So
Who else was your neighbours then apart from they? Can you remember when you moved in person?
Carol they're
Carol,
still there. Shirley
still there.
Webster next door.
Oh, yeah.
They're there.
Then there was
And then it used to be Mike Oliver
Oliver,
and his
Jenny.
wife,
Jenny, was it?
Jenny,
Yeah.
And then it used to be Mr. and Mrs. Matthews up at top.
Who was
Then
over
up
here?
the top was Mrs. Raby. And then over there used to be Annette Parsons' mum, wasn't it? Mrs.
Yeah.
Rowe. That was the second. Yeah, Mrs. Rowe, she was called.
Yeah.
And then Pat Hewitt and Roger used to be up the first one to start with, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah. Pat Hewitt and Roger. Because I'm younger than you, I remember.
Yeah.
All good local names.
And who was over here? Who was over here? Where Cliff and Karen live?
Denise Hurst,
Denise Hurst and
Chris Bate, wasn't it?
Chris Bate.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, been a pretty good block here, really.
This is the best block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good block.
And like nice for the kids. I expect they had lots of good mates up here to play with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had any trouble with the kids,
No.
because we never fell out over the kids.
No.
Because kids, they'll fall out, they'll fight, and next minute they're kissing each other and them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you never fell out over the kids.
No.
But it was all a good block. They all grew up together.
Yeah.
Even Stephen next door, Stephen Webster.
Steve. Yeah.
He's my godson.
He's
Oh, really? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good Goldie, is that boy.
He is. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I think if you went town and spoke to all the locals, I don't think you'll find anybody that would
No.
have a bad word against him.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, he's a beauty. He is.
Yeah, he's a lovely boy.
Well, I can't. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything much else. We've covered quite a bit, really, haven't we?
Yeah, I was forgotten, haven't you?
Yeah. I think the best days for me was Lang's Fish and Chips.
Yeah.
I really loved it down there.
Yeah.
But I tried several jobs after that. I
Yeah.
wasn't happy.
She wasn't happy, so I said, if you weren't happy, give it up.
Yeah.
And you did, didn't you?
Yeah.
We survived.
We used to come in after St. John's. It was on a Monday evening. And have chips and crackling, we called
Yeah.
it, the batter bits. And I remember the first Space Invaders machine you had down the
Yeah,
bottom.
that's
like.
right.
Yeah. God, I spent hours down there.
You used to go down, she'd pick Sheila up 10 o'clock and come home, and that was supper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Sheila was allowed to, anything that was left, Sheila was allowed to bring home. So,
Yeah.
of course, we used to have all sorts.
I was a good fryer. In fact, I got a couple of letters Bob wrote here, all about me. So good. See,
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Funny when we go and buy fish and chips, even now we still compare to what lines were.
Yeah.
I used to have to make a batter, and then back then we had to skin all the fish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we had to go out. All the potatoes we put in a potato machine, but we still had to take all the eyes out. And we had welly boots. It was hard work back then. It really was hard work. But I loved it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't hit her, Dave.
Yeah.
People don't realise.
If I hit her, she'd hit me back, and she'd hit me turns out harder than I could.
Yeah, I think you've covered everything.
Yeah. Well, if we think of more, you're still youngsters, aren't they?
Excuse me?
It's only a number, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely.
It's only a number.
Yeah.
58 year. We've been married September the 7th.
Was that English Vale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the vicar then?
Was it Williamson or something?
No idea.
I know when Dave knelt down when we got married, he had his price ticket on his shoes. And then we went to go on honeymoon. And whose hand was he holding? Mummy's.
That was Mummy's boy.
That was true.
Yeah, it's true. That was Mummy's boy.
Oh, brilliant.
She was lovely as well. Oh my
Mummy's boy.
God, she was so lovely.
That's all right, wasn't it? We went on honeymoon up to Llandudno and got lost.
We stayed at Exmouth first night.
Stayed in there overnight, and then we drove up and went up and got lost the last half mile.
At Llandudno.
Yeah.
You've tried to talk to all these Welsh people. Sorry, Welsh people. But we asked for directions.
Couldn't pronounce it.
No.
Couldn't pronounce the name of the road. How do you spell it, boy? Couldn't even remember how to spell it.
No.
I was scritching. I wanted to go home to mother. I was crying.
And they didn't know the name of the people that we wanted. So we had to go down the other end of the town, and you got this big map saying where everything was. And then we worked it out and up on the Great Orme.
Lovely it was.
God.
Yeah. I said, Sheila, look, there's a bloke there in the garden. You better ask him where we got to go. And
that was my uncle.
That was her uncle.
Oh, really?
That was good.
Oh, good day.
And then several years later, he said, do you want to buy my council house? He said, I got opportunity to buy my council house. I don't want it, he said. But you, £10,000.
Really?
To buy a house. The view was fabulous.
This was up in Wales?
Yeah.
North Wales, in Llandudno.
Yeah.
Up on the Great Orme. Oh, God.
Cable cars went along his garden, didn't it?
Couldn't afford £10,000 back then. No. But then afterwards we thought, silly fools, there was 4 in Sheila's family. If we'd have clubbed together, could afford it.
Yeah. How did he come to move up there then? See that?
He married.
Married women.
And then we had an uncle up. Where did Uncle Harry used to live?
Totnes.
That's right, Totnes. And then obviously Auntie May down Cornwall.
Yes, yeah.
That was my auntie.
That's Keith's mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she used to make the most fabulous cakes.
Did she? Yeah.
All done in a Rayburn.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because back then, that used to get flooded a bit.
Oh, God, yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah.
I remember their floods.
Mm.
Yeah. There and Slades.
Yeah.
Both used to get flooded, didn't they?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, well, I think we'll wrap it up for now, if that's all right. That wasn't too bad, was it?
Wasn't too bad. I got over my bellyache now.
I think you might have to cut out about 3/4 of it.
No, not at all. There's much I'll cut out. So if you want to both say goodbye to everybody.
We'll talk again sometime, perhaps, when we can think of someone else.
Bye to everyone.
Yeah.
Night. Got to go bed now.
Go bed. Yeah. Trouble is, when I leave, you will think, I never said that, and I never said that. You know?
I know. You think of a lot of things. Yeah. It's like I said, I started doing your whatever it's called.
Eulogy,
yeah.
Yeah, I wrote mine out. I don't expect anybody can find it now because I just wrote it in the book and just put the book somewhere. It's there somewhere for them to find.
Yeah.
That's happening.
They'll sort it out.
Brilliant. Right, well, thank you pair. That was lovely. We'll speak again.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dave. Well, I hope that everybody else do as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Proper job.
Bye-bye.
Well, thank you pair. That was proper. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did recording it and listening to it again. So for the Cornish word of the week, seeing that the World Cup is on at the minute, I would do the Cornish word for football, which is peldros. Peldros. Now, for the Cornish dialect this week, I was talking to one of my mates this week and he was describing a chap and who was a bit, what should I say, a bit chubby. And he used a lovely word that I heard for a long time. He said he was pluffy. Medi was pluffy, which is a Cornish dialect word if somebody was a bit, say, chubby sort of thing. So that's the Cornish dialect for the week, pluffy. So there it is. Right, well, that's enough for me this week. I hope you have a good week, and I will speak to you again next week. So wish you well, do genus, Cernobis Fican.